Hello, my lovely ladybugs, and Happy New Year. Is that weird to call you my little ladybug? I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. So today I want to share with you my current journal setup, as well as go through some of the intentions I set for this year, ins and outs, etc. Just where my head's currently at. Yeah! I'm so excited, I love videos like this. I've always wanted to do my own. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go through my current journals. Also, New Year goal is I want to decorate my journals. I've been journaling for over 10 years now, and I have never decorated the outside or the inside with like stickers, mainly because I don't have any, but I definitely want to invest in bedazzling my journals. Okay, so starting with the smallest journal here, this one is a Luch Term 1917 mini journal. There's actually a backstory. I did not buy this one. There's something like a little police camp that I went to back in middle school, and it took place in college dorms. So nobody lived in these dorms, but in the drawers there was this notebook and it was unused and left behind, so I took her. This is what she looks like, very plain for now. Yeah, this was back in 2018, so I have my summer bucket list from 2018 and stuff. But right now this I would identify as my commonplace journal. So I basically kind of write anything that comes to mind, things I want to remember. It's kind of like my notes app in a notebook form, which is much better because for me, if my ideas are not in like a physical space, I generally forget about it. Like my notes app, I do try to go through it more often, but a lot of my ideas get lost and drown in there. I even have like lyrics to a song I wrote, and I actually turned this into a real song. It'll play in the background right now probably. But yeah, I thought of this song while on a walk, and then I just kind of wrote like chords and like visualized some stuff for it. And yeah, sometimes I plan what I'm gonna eat. I write down some recipes, like this red velvet cookie recipe that I've been using. I also, in the back of this book, I like to write some movie reviews. I need to update this, like classic movies that I've been watching. And then I also, while I'm reading, whenever there's vocabulary I don't know, I write it and I write the definition so that I can look back at this and expand my vocabulary. So yeah, this is just kind of my everything current ideas notebook. Moving on, we have my planner. I'm actually really proud of her because look how cute she is. I have some vlog content of me unboxing this. It'll be out soon, but I made some charms. So I made this one out of Shrinky Dink. I drew some flowers on it, and then I added these ones I made on the side. I'm so excited to be using her. I've never had like a cute planner. I've always had just like a small notebook, or I don't know, one of those ugly planners, but I love this one because it's cute, but it's also practical. So let me show you what's inside. Okay, so first page is dedicated to my mom, this little section. I love keeping my fortune cookie fortunes, so I have my old 2020 vision board because it still carries to this day. So this one's just to kind of inspire me to live my life to the fullest, not forgetting that we only live once. And then I have my page dedicated to my friends, which, by the way, I'm lacking friends with my friend. I'm lacking photos with my friends. These are like the only photos I have. One of my goals this year is definitely to take more printable pictures with my friends, like Polaroids and photo booths and such. Here I have like a letter from my friend Ava. I have some Polaroids. Oh, this one's of Caroline. She was like my childhood best friend and still is one of my best friends to this day. This was us in my house before I moved to Chicago suburbs. So cute. We were fine dining. I wish you could see this one, but you know, just having it in here even, and just me knowing that it's there, I like. And this one's from Chris Kindle Market with my friends. And then I have my guinea pig here because I will love her forever. And then here, the first thing I have, this one's not attached to my journal and I don't want it to be attached, but this one is a monthly planner from Morning Glory. This one's from 2004 actually. It was my mom's. She never fully used it. There's like yearly planners in the front. The rest are like months. And then there are some empty note pages in the back. And this one is super helpful because none of my pages inside are monthly. It's all like weekly and stuff like that. So I definitely need a monthly planner to see like the month from a bigger perspective and plan it out. So this has been very helpful. And then right after that, we have my weekly planner. This baby, I literally DIY'd her. If you are a Hobonichi fan or admirer like me, you know that Hobonichi has like those weekly planners that are super popular, but they're like $50 in the US because of the shipping price. I could not bring myself to justify that purchase, so I DIY'd it instead. I searched all over for a planner that has the same weekly layout with grid, not bullet point. And I found her. This one's from the Travelers Company. In the first page, I have the word that I'm focusing on for this year, especially, which is consistency. I decided that I'm going to do a thing where I pick a word, my focus term of the year. Every year, I should be consistent, but I thought that it would be the perfect word to start off this tradition with. So yeah, we have consistency. I have a letter to my future self here. Yeah, I think consistency is the #1 most important thing in anything. So yeah, that's my word of the year. And some quotes. Okay, so here's the layout. We have the weeks and then the grid right next to it, because I really like to write down like things I have to do, such as tasks or main things to remember for each day, and then I like to plan in detail on the side. So that's why I wanted this kind of layout so bad. And as you can see, I don't know, it's not that bad, but I had to cut it because it was like this tall. It's like 1.5 inches taller, but now she fits perfectly. And then I have this. So basically this traveler's journal came with 3 notebooks. This bullet pointed notebook, a lined notebook, and a blank paper notebook. And I took out the lined because I don't need that. So we have the bullet one here, and the blank one I am using for like sketching. The bullet one I like to use to plan things like my YouTube videos I help plan, like jewelry ideas, planning out pricing, etc. So that's been really helpful. And then in the back here we have, this is what it's looking like for now. I might move these to somewhere else, but right now this is their home. My friend Juhi made me this lovely gift and it left me speechless. It really did, because it's basically art. These are some actors I really love and she just photoshopped my face and I thought it was so funny. So yeah, we have that in the back, and that's basically what my planner is looking like right now. I'll close her up. And next, we finally move on to my main journal. I did not get a new journal for 2025. I already started using this in the beginning of 2024 and I didn't finish it, so I didn't want to waste it. But I did get around halfway. This is my journal. I definitely need to decorate it, but it's kind of like this tan brown shade. It's got like a leather type cover. The first page says, "Please don't read my journal. I'll haunt you in this life and the next." I got it on October 2nd of 2023. I was going through some rough things around that time in the beginning of college. I know a lot of people, they make their journals so pretty. So many stickers, so many decorations, drawings, doodles here and there. But my journals have always just been writing, so I definitely do want to decorate them more. But yeah, I just write a lot. I have a lot of feelings and a lot of things happening in my life that I need to let out. A lot of these are just writing. Some of them have drawings, but for the most part they're all like writings. And then sometimes I like to plan, sometimes I practice writing Japanese. This is like the view from the hospital when I was there. But now, oh, and then some other little journals that I use. I'll show you, hold on. I'm just gonna get it from here. This is where I have a lot of my journals. So the other 2 journals that I use, look how cute she is, but you can't buy her anymore because I got her from Target like more than 8 years ago. It says dream, and it's like a magnetic. And this is just such my style. I love it so much, and I barely used any of it. But here I try to write and recall my dreams. Usually I don't. Usually I end up texting my best friend first thing in the morning and I forget all of my dreams, or I write in my notes app while it's still fresh in my head. And yeah, but I try to. Or sometimes I just write some journal entries, but I'm gonna try to use this more. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. I feel like it would also be a really good journal dedicated to manifesting and like writing out some mantras for like a healthy mindset, because the theme. But yeah, there's her. And then I have this one. This one's pretty new, maybe like 2 years, but it says happy days on it. So of course I dedicated it to writing about happy days. I like how small this is because I can just write the main point of a happy day I had, and then I can journal the details in my actual journal. So here I just like write the date, and if I have a really memorable happy day, I just write like the basic summary of it, like what I did, what it was like. So that's how I've been using this. And so this is just full of positivity, and I can flip through it and recall the good days. So yeah, those are my notebooks, and that's the system I have going now. I'm going to move on to my 2024 reflections real quick. I'm going to make this pretty short, and then we're going to talk about, my ins and outs and focuses of 2025. So 2024 reflections. As for my physical workout goals, I accomplished my first bulk over freshman year. I'm currently in the process of my first cut, which I'm very proud of myself for. I've made a lot of progress in both journeys. For my academic career, I took 2 online classes during my gap semester this fall, which is not a lot, but it was a lot. I tried my best to keep in touch with my academic plan career and stay on task with that. And as for my hobbies, I created so much this past year. Towards the end of the year, I just got my small business rolling and successfully made my first few sales, kind of created a brand, got the whole image going, the pricing, the conditions, etc. So I'm very proud of myself for that. In terms of family this year, I definitely got closer to my older brother, and I got to help out my family a ton. Got to spend a lot of good time with my mom, got to do a lot of connecting with my dad, and I took care of Bella. Look at her. She's snuggled in right now. Look at her. And as for friends, I made a ton of great friendships in college. I'm really happy to say that I met a lot of people that I can see myself having a relationship with outside of college in the future as well, which is really important to me. And I'm just really grateful for the college I go to, because without the funding they provided me, I would not be able to attend school in California. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for my circumstances. And yeah, that's my very quick. Oh, and music. I did have to take a hiatus from the band I'm in, Jujube, but I'm returning. So yeah, but they have accomplished so much while I was gone. They performed for the first time multiple times. They have some amazing new songs that they're going to be recording very soon, and we have a new band member, a drummer. And yeah, there's just so many great things, so much progress that they made, and I'm really glad and excited to come back to that. And as for my personal music, I did stop making music a couple months ago because I just kind of focused on other things like my small business, but I'm definitely slowly going to come back to it. And I did not stop writing music. I just didn't have time to really produce it. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself for everything I've accomplished this past year. And now we're gonna move on to 2025. Okay, just to preface, I saw somewhere that you shouldn't share your goals with others, that you should always work towards them on your own, kind of privately. And while I completely agree with that, for the most part, this is just between us. So, but also my goals are personal to me, obviously, but I don't mind sharing them with you guys because it'll be a fun way to keep myself accountable and see how much I accomplish in the future. So I think that's the good part about sharing your goals with other people. They can also keep you accountable and remind you to stay on track. As for my ins and outs, they're covering general things that I think everyone should be working towards all the time. These you guys can apply to your life as well. So on that note, we're going to start with ins and outs. Okay, ins. We're going to start with the ins. Also, these are not finished, but I'm just going to tell you guys what I have so far. Number 1, being more vocal about my needs. Basically saying yes. I have always been the quiet kid in school up until literally like college. But I always had so much to say. I was always fighting demons trying not to speak in class just because I was scared of being perceived by others or having anything I say, you know, judged, which is so stupid. Like, nobody cares. And also, if people think that you're trying too hard for speaking in class, that's a them problem. So the next one is making clear boundaries and keeping them, basically saying no. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but especially in college, I feel like you'll find that you learn to make more boundaries when you have like new experiences interacting with people, because you're constantly surrounded by your friends and other people, especially if you're living on campus and you experience living with a roommate and stuff like that. So you just have to be good at making boundaries. You can be a kind person while saying no to things. You don't have to say yes to everything or pretend like you're okay with everything. You can have your own wants and needs. Okay, reading. I have so many books that I bought and that need to be read, but I've been stalling these days. It kind of sucks because I have so much time that I dedicate to watching things on YouTube and Netflix, and I want to cut that in half and read instead and get out of my reading slump. I love books and reading, and I don't know, I feel like the hardest thing is sitting down and telling yourself you have time to read. Okay, the next thing is weight training consistently / being active / trying a variety of workouts. I have been weight training this past year consistently for the first time. In college I was super consistent as well, and I've been pretty good about it, but I feel like I can be better, and I love weight training now. I used to hate it so much. I like developed a good relationship with it, and I always feel good after I work out, so I need to just keep up with that habit of. And then I also want to be more aware of brands' values. I feel like I've been doing this pretty well. Like, as for makeup, I use cruelty-free products, and if I hear like an incident about a company or something about a CEO being problematic or problematic practices, unethical practices, etc., I usually try not to shop at those places. And connected to that, being more mindful of expenses and purchases. I'm really bad at that. I feel like I find myself buying a couple things a month for that dopamine hit, you know what I mean? It's not good. It's not good. But I've definitely been getting better. I used to be really bad. Now I kind of let it sit in the cart for a month. Okay, trying new difficult things just because, again, like, you really only live once. So I feel like I should try more things. In college, I definitely did this. I literally like joined every club first semester, and I put myself out there and met a lot of new people, and it was really good. There was nothing bad I got out of putting myself out there in college. So I want to keep up with that. The next one is taking time for myself. I'm one of those people that really need a lot of alone time, and I don't think I should be ashamed about that. I want to be more unapologetic about taking time for myself and needing alone time, because that's not a bad thing. Next, we have taking risks. I feel like I'm always scared to take risks. Even with my like whole career, I definitely want to pursue music for a chunk of my time, whether that's part-time or full-time or whatever. I really want to continue making music, but obviously the arts is like the most risky career path you can go. And while I'm happy with having a different job that's not as creative and then having time on the side to make art, I'm afraid that that's eventually just gonna lead to a life where I'm slowly not making enough time for my creative outlets and then letting like a corporate job consume me. I just need to consistently remind myself that I should be taking risks in life. I know if I don't, I'm gonna regret it in the future. Next, we have early mornings and nights. That's pretty self-explanatory. Asking questions. I started asking a ton of questions in class, and it's literally why I have an A in like all my classes, because I'm asking so many questions in college, and then I go bother my professors after class or during their office hours, and honestly they love it because it shows that I'm genuinely interested in learning and getting better at the subject, etc. There's nothing bad about asking questions. Now we move on to my outs. Overthinking / reading into things. Thoughts like, what would they think, or how would they react? I tend to think like that a lot, and I need to stop because I'm literally having a conversation with myself in my head, playing the other person's part in my head, and I'm like, okay, then I should just not talk to them, which is not a good thing. You should be more expressive, be more open to confrontation. Overly processed foods. I've been cutting out processed sugar. Recently, during the end of the year, I stopped doing like sugar-free things and just limited the amount of real sugar that I intake, because in the end, these processed sugars and foods are worse for our microbiome. And then comparing myself to others in any aspect, talking down to myself, bangs on me for this year. And I mean like bangs because unfortunately my face is very round. And that's totally fine. If your face is round and you have bangs and you want bangs, just do whatever hairstyle. I'm kind of sick of like, oh, it doesn't suit this face, it doesn't suit this feature, blah blah blah. You should get bangs, but I just mean not on me, because I've had it for like every year, and I just need to like see what I look like without bangs again. Quitting before trying. That kind of goes hand in hand with taking risks. Negativity in general. Analyzing my physical appearance. I really need to stop this because there's so much to a person other than your physical appearance, and I keep dumbing myself down to my physical appearance, and I'm like, oh, I can't enjoy this experience until I'm this figure, or I look like this, or stuff like that. And it's crazy. Like, why am I being so mean to myself? I should be thankful. So I really want to stop being mean to myself. Along with that, self-pity. Over 2 hours of social media screen time per day, which I've actually been really good at. I haven't been going on my phone, and I keep deleting Instagram. Over stressing about other people's problems, which I do a ton. If my close friend tells me her problems, just because I'm giving them advice doesn't mean they're gonna take it, and most of the time they don't. But I need to stop being so involved. It's their problem at the end of the day. Yes, I can give them my full input and attention, but after that, I should not be thinking about their problem anymore, unless it's really affecting me, which does happen and has happened. It can happen if like your friend is putting themselves in a toxic position. If you're clearly warning them about someone, let's say a guy, a man, usually that's what it is, and they keep going back or like putting themselves in the position where they're gonna get hurt, that's just something they're gonna have to learn. But a lot of the times it does end up affecting you as the friend too, because if they get hurt and come back to you hurt, and then you help, you know, raise them up over and over, obviously as you should as a friend, it can get draining, and that's how it can start affecting you, if that makes sense. Like if they're not doing anything different each time in the situation. And then some of my goals for 2025. Number 1, reach 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. This one I'm going to accomplish. Like, this is my number 1 goal of 2025, because for years I've always been like, oh, like I'm gonna do YouTube, I'm going to be consistent on YouTube. I just never was. I would post like every other month, which is not good, and I have all the ideas. It's just so hard for me to sit down and edit sometimes, so I've been trying to upload every 2 weeks. The next one is perform with Jujube, my band, once I reunite with them. Become a vendor at a market in California for my jewelry, which, by the way, guys, check out my Instagram for my jewelry and my Etsy. Make $500 in revenue from my shop. Hopefully a self-studio recording with my band, because we did go to like a real studio before, but it's quite pricey, and I think we have the resources to do it ourselves. Read 1 book a month and paint 10 pieces, small or big, within the year, which I think is pretty doable. And then I have space for more goals. I just haven't written them yet, but on the bottom I have little big things I want to accomplish this year, and I only have 2 so far. Number 1, getting my first roll of film developed. I've had like my mom's Olympus film camera for a long time, and I finished a roll, but I didn't ever get it developed, and it's been a while. I think there will be more places in California where I can do that. Number 2, do a 20th birthday small get together with my friends. I always have so much anxiety about my worlds colliding, not because I don't want it to. I know they'll all love each other, but it's just like so many different people from like different groups kind of gives me anxiety. I feel like I have this pressure to regulate and introduce people and also just like make sure everyone's having a good time and not just in separate little groups and stuff like that. I feel like it's pretty stressful, but I do want to have like a little get together because 20th birthday is a very big deal. So yeah, that's on my list. So yeah, those were my notebooks and my intentions for 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you guys also have some sort of system set up. It just makes everything so much more exciting when you have this type of journaling system, because you get to plan your year, and also like the idea of accomplishing things, it just makes you feel much more motivated, I guess, even though motivation is overrated. I hope you have a great new year. You should subscribe if you haven't already, because if you made it this far, that means you like me. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for watching, and more updates to come, more content to come. This will be my year.